Dominic Solanke has been linked to Spurs. I am having Nesquik moments right now. Why is that? 6'2", 6'3" striker who can header, who can pass, and who can bloody score. Great pressing, great positioning, maybe just a bit of a poor control here and there, but that still gives me Nesquik moments. They're also linked with a winger as well. Fabrizio Romano has come out and tweeted this last night. That made me sit up and take notice and think, damn, Spurs fans have been moaning lack of signings. Getting this signing, you guys need to be gassed up. I'm Ty Knight here for TK24 Sports. Let's get into the show. So Dominic Solanke, who plays for Bournemouth, who previously, many moons ago, played for Spurs. Solanke proved last year just how good he is. He was up there with the top contenders of strikers. Really and truly was. Harry Kane leaving Spurs, of course, left a hole. Spurs saw not enough goals from the forward line. You add Solanke now into this mix, it could be game over for the top four. That will just mean it's just going to be City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Spurs. Am I being wrong here when I'm dismissing the likes of Man United, a Chelsea, a Newcastle, and Aston Villa? I don't think I am. I don't think I'm being truthful here. If you add Solanke to Chelsea, shoo-in for the top four. You add Solanke into United, a shoo-in for the top four. I'm not saying Solanke goes to Villa because they've got Ollie Watkins, so maybe not. But it would actually maybe really and truly sew it up. Solanke is that good, and you may be looking at me thinking, Ty, you're just saying this for the clicks, you're just saying this to make the video sound better. Not at all. I'm just reporting the news that it's being broadcasted to everyone. If Spurs get Solanke, they've got top four. Guaranteed. He will fill the gap that Harry Kane left. He will make Spurs a stronger opposition to play against. And I mean it, a stronger opposition. That's how much I rate him. Arsenal were linked with Solanke. They were just linked. Now I'm sweating when I'm thinking about this. They were linked with him because he's that good. But nothing's happened, and nothing I don't think is going to happen because they're going after Cherries now. They've invested too much time and energy into that. But Spurs being linked with him, there's legs to this story. There's big legs. There's marathon legs. Because it takes that long to convince a player to come to you that the project's going to be good. And I think Spurs have just done that. 60 to 65 million is what it's going to take to get him from Bournemouth. But as I said, what is he going to add to Spurs? Pace, power, positioning, goals. That's what Spurs need. And rival fans, you need to be wary of this. Spurs were decent last season. They just didn't have the sniper, the killer up front. They get this man. They've got the sniper, the killer up front. Harry Kane left. Big shoes to fill. He can fill those shoes. And you're thinking again, Ty, stop going too far. Harry Kane's a legend at Spurs. No one can fill that void. Solanke can. Because the one thing that Solanke has over Harry Kane is pace. And pace is what you need in a Premier League. Pace is what you need to get away from the defender. Pace is what you need when you need to quickly do a sharp turn and move from that defender and go on and score. Solanke can score from out the box, in the air. He is that dangerous. And people need to start paying attention to him. Just because he's not coming from a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, a Munich, a Dortmund, you're thinking he's not good enough. If he's only good enough for Bournemouth, he's not good enough for us. I'm going to tell you this. If Solanke went back to Spurs, Spurs will become overnight potentially title favourites. If Solanke went to Man United, they've got top four. If Solanke went to Aston Villa, they would definitely have top four. Solanke went to Chelsea, Chelsea would then have a shoo-in for top four. That's how good he is. I would take him over an Osimhen. Would I take him over Cherries? That's a tight one. Because Cherries is a beast as well. They're quite similar. They know where the back of the net is. And that's what Spurs need. Spurs need to do everything that they can to go after him and cement him. I'm so sorry. I'm getting hot. I'm getting animated. This is what normally happens on a hot day. So, when Spurs are linked to a player like this, you've got to sit up and take notice. You've got to sit up and say to yourself, if Spurs land him, really and truly, this is going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem when we have to play against them. It's going to be a problem now with our defenders. Could our defenders cope with Spurs' attack, along with Solanke, with people feeding Solanke with the likes of a Maddison, a Son, a Kulu. If these players feed a man like this, he is going to score 20 to 25 Premier League goals alone. That means Spurs can actually go on a Carabao Cup run. That means that they could go on a FA Cup run. That's how much I rate Solanke. And I'm not just doing this just for clicks. I'm not just saying this just for the fact that it makes the viewings look good to boost the Spurs fans. Why would I want to boost the Spurs fans? All I'm saying is Solanke is just that good. Now, when you look at the wingers and they're thinking of a Pedro Neto and so forth, that too makes Spurs even more dynamic. It makes him even faster on the break, much faster. The only reservations about Pedro Neto is just his injury record. More than anything else, his injury record is the one that you look at and think, okay, if we go after him, they want 60 million. Can we get him for 40? If we can get him for 40, let's get him in. He will give Kulu a run for his money. Plus, when it comes to making substitutions or he starts, Spurs are going to be in a good position. But Solanke makes them bloody top 4 contenders. No, not contenders. I'll take that back. The shoo-in for the top 4. Solanke is that good. Pedro Neto is that good. You add these 2 fireballs going into it. My goodness, Spurs are going to be cooking. And they will have a good chance going to Wembley, picking up a Carabao Cup, picking up an FA Cup. You can mark my word on it. I'll make them more favourite than Arsenal getting the Carabao Cup and an FA Cup next year. Should they get a Solanke? Should they get a Pedro Neto? Or what about this one? Mbeumo from Brentford. If they went after Mbeumo, who scored 9 goals and had 9 assists last year, my goodness, Spurs are truly cooked. I am sweating. I'm so sorry. Spurs will be cooking. This is what happens when your rivals are making progress in the transfer window. You start sweating. You start thinking, yo, if Spurs do this, we got to take notice and see what are we doing. Spurs were very quiet in this transfer window. Very quiet. Now, the Premier League is only 2 weeks away. Now things are hotting up. Now things are heating up. And this could only be good news for Spurs fans. You've got to be sitting here rejoicing and saying, about damn time, Daniel Levy. We're going to replace Harry Kane with a sniper, with a killer in the box, with a guy who's tall, who's fast. But most importantly, again, as I said about the sniper and the killer, someone who's going to score goals and make a difference for us up top. So when the ball goes up top, we've got someone here who's going to bag us loads of goals. Let's cross the ball in. Let's see what he does in the air against the other defenders. Let's put the ball, let's do a through ball. Let's see him twist, turn the defenders, drop them on their backside and have a shot and more than likely hit the target. And most importantly, hit the back of the net. That's how much Solanke is worth. 60 to 65 million. I think it's a shoo-in. I think it's going to happen. Watch this space. In a couple of weeks, we'll start seeing advanced talks are happening. The contract has been agreed. So if the contract's been agreed, you know Spurs are going to sign him. That is just always a clue to every transfer. If the club agrees a contract, they're getting the player. They won't go that far, that invested, if they don't want him. So, what's your thought? Do you think it's going to happen? If it does happen, are you scared? Are you going to be dropping Nesquiks? So, leave your comments below, subscribe to the channel. I'm Tie-Dye here for TK24 Sports.